310 horsepower. No headlights. No mirrors. No license plate. This isn't a motorcycle, it is a declaration of war against the laws of physics. Most bikes are built to commute, to tour, or to race within a set of rules. The Kawasaki Ninja H2R was built for one reason only: to see what happens when a massive industrial conglomerate decides to flex every ounce of its engineering muscle without a single restriction. Today, we aren't just looking at a bike. We are looking at the absolute pinnacle of internal combustion on two wheels. The philosophy of excess. To understand the H2R, you have to understand who built it. This wasn't just the motorcycle division. Kawasaki brought in their gas turbine division and their aerospace division to collaborate. The result is a machine that creates more power than a Volkswagen Golf R, packed into a chassis the size of a bicycle. This is the closed course only hyperbike. It is not street legal. You cannot ride this to the grocery store. It is a dedicated track weapon that costs roughly $58,000, and every single cent of that goes towards speed. It is the modern-day equivalent of strapping yourself to a rocket. The Supercharged heart. The crown jewel of the H2R is the 998 cubic centimeters inline-4 engine. But the displacement tells you nothing. The magic lies in the planetary gear supercharger. Unlike a turbo that needs exhaust gas to spin up, creating lag, this supercharger is mechanically driven by the engine's crank. The impeller inside that supercharger spins at 130,000 revolutions per minute, that is 9.2 times faster than the crank speed. It forces air into the engine with such violence that at top speed, the H2R is consuming 200 liters of air per second. When you twist the throttle, there is no hesitation. There is only instantaneous, arm-stretching acceleration that feels less like riding and more like being fired out of a cannon. Aerodynamics. Kept on the ground by wings. Look at the front. There are no lights. Instead, you see massive carbon fiber wings. These aren't for show. At 300 km per hour, 186 miles per hour, these wings generate nearly 100 pounds of downforce. Why is this necessary? Because without them, the H2R would wheelie at 200 miles per hour. The power is so immense that the bike is constantly trying to take flight. The aerospace division designed the fairings to maximize cooling and high-speed stability. The mirror mounts are actually airfoils. This bike cuts through the air with the precision of a fighter jet, which is fitting, considering it wears the Kawasaki River Mark logo, an emblem reserved only for their most historically significant and technologically advanced products. The auditory assault. You don't just hear an H2R, you feel it in your chest. The exhaust system is a full titanium straight pipe. There is no catalytic converter, no silencer, no mercy. It creates a sound level of 130 dB, roughly the same as a jet taking off. But the signature sound isn't the exhaust, it's the chirp. When you let off the throttle, the pressure in the supercharger needs to escape, creating a distinct, fluttering chirp that sounds like a sci-fi weapon powering down. It is the most addictive sound in the automotive world, distinct only to the H2 platform. The riding experience, pure violence. So, what is it like to actually ride? In the lower gears, it is terrifying. The electronics suite. Traction control, wheelie control, slide control, works overtime to keep you alive. You can feel the computer fighting the physics, modulating the power so you don't flip backward. Once you get into third and fourth gear and the tire finally hooks up, the acceleration warps your vision. Objects on the horizon are behind you in a heartbeat. It hits 400 km per hour, 249 miles per hour, in just 26 seconds. The trellis frame, designed specifically to dissipate the heat and handle the torque, keeps the bike rigid but offers just enough flex to give you feedback. The Brembo Stylema. Brakes are massive, and they need to be, because scrubbing off 200 miles per hour requires stopping power that hurts your wrists. The cost of ownership. we have to talk about the reality of owning an H2R. It is high maintenance. The engine is under such high stress that Kawasaki recommends service intervals measured in hours of operation, not miles. If you ride it the way it's meant to be ridden, above 8,000 revolutions per minute, you are looking at engine inspections every 15 hours of track time. The rear tire is essentially a disposable item. You will shred a slick in a single track day. This is a machine that devours consumables. It demands a dedicated team, tire warmers, and a limitless budget for fuel and rubber. Final verdict. The Kawasaki Ninja H2R is not a sensible purchase. It is barely a motorcycle. It is a halo product, a flex, a statement. It exists to prove that Kawasaki is the king of speed. Is it faster than a MotoGP bike around a circuit? No, because it's heavier and doesn't have the same cornering agility. But in a straight line, in a contest of pure, unadulterated acceleration, the H2R is a king. It offers a sensory experience that no other production vehicle can match. If you ever get the chance to throw a leg over one, do it. Just remember to hold on tight, because the H2R doesn't accelerate, it teleports.